It is Campbell University heavyweight wrestler Taye Ghadiali, three-time NCAA championship qualifier, ready to kick off another wrestling season. And Taye, I gotta think it's one with high expectations for you and your performances this year. So what's the emotion level? What's the excitement like for you as we're about ready to kick things off?
We just excited. Thank you for having me on the show and all. And I can't wait to get on the mat. This is gonna be a big weekend. We got Battle at Bragg coming up, and then we got the Hokie tournament coming up this weekend. So I got the #8 dude in the nation, couple big rank guys. So I could be making a name right now. So I just got to keep pushing, keep working forward, and everything else is going to fall in line. So I'm just excited to wrestle right now.
I love that, man. Huge opportunities right off the bat. As you said, it starts out Fort Liberty. It's no longer Fort Bragg. It's Fort Liberty now. They changed the name, but it's Wednesday, November 1st. It's CFFC match day. It's on UFC Fight Pass. Now, you competed here last year. Two great matches. You know, you faced an eventual national champion as well. So, I mean, that had to be an amazing experience. So what was the experience as a whole like for you? Number one, I mean, facing two quality guys that night, but then number two, just being in that special environment, being on Fight Pass.
So the UNC match, it was a good match. Like that's not the people who we're training to be or nothing. So like that was like my first time, like besides like at the national tournament, having like a big guy coming up. So I always face like ranked 15 dudes, and that's the like hard thing about being from a small school. We don't really see all these big people all the time and all that. And so last year, our coach wanted to push us and like make a really hard schedule. And so coming to our Fort Bragg and wrestling Mason Paris, it was like a big eye-opening because like you watch these guys, see how good they are and stuff, and then to realize that you're up there with them and stuff, it just like helps your confidence. So that's one thing that I want to work on this year, just building on my confidence, like as I'm facing these people and like actually winning them though.
I love that. I thought that was such a great job from your coach to put you guys against those tough matchups early on. And obviously, you go on to win the Southern Conference title. You beat an All-American in the NCAA. So what did you feel overall about, your season last year?
I feel like it was a disappointing season. Like I wanted to All-American podium, but everything happens for a reason. There were some things that I wasn't doing right. Like caffeine was like a big thing that I got into, and when I like came to the national tournament, after I beat what's his name from Ohio State, Orendorff, they actually was like, you got to get drug tested, and I was like taking a lot of caffeine because like I was just used to it, my body was used to it. So like this year, like transitioning from like no caffeine, it's been like my one thing that I wanted to work on. But once I like didn't have the caffeine, I felt like I didn't wrestle as best as I was, and so I didn't do as well. But I think I'm gonna do real good this year. Just keep doing what I gotta do.
I love it. So have you cut caffeine out completely? Like no cups of coffee, no nothing?
Nothing. I gotta work on mentally just pushing it through without nothing.
Wow, I like it. All right, well, we know those challenges. Hopefully the adjustments have been made. You're going to start things off facing Army on an Army base, right? I mean, it's your mat, but this has got to be like a unique feeling, man. I mean, facing the military on a military installation, what's the excitement like for that for you?
Last year was super exciting. You see like the hangars, all the military gear they got. Like they have like guns, missiles, and stuff that you could like look at and stuff. It's just like seeing how like the Army and like how they put everything together to protect us, and like it's just one hangar, and like how crazy and like high tech stuff that they really got there. And so I'm just excited to have like a lot of eyes on us, a lot of people watching. I'm thinking about doing UFC, and so it's a big platform now, and so we could turn eyes and stuff, and just see people what I'm capable of and stuff. So I'm just excited to show out for the US and just put on a show for the whole world to see.
That's awesome. All right, I want to talk about the potential UFC at some point, but let me ask you first how you just got into this, right? I mean, from Warren, Michigan, basically Detroit. I don't think of that as like a wrestling powerhouse institution or what. I mean, how did you get into wrestling, and how did this become your passion?
So it was a crazy story actually. So I was not really that good in high school. Like I was decent. I was like my freshman year, I was a regional qualifier. Sophomore year, I didn't even make it to states. And then junior year, I took third in the state. And then my senior year, I went undefeated, and I was undefeated state champ. And so I didn't really get the opportunity to travel and like go national and like get my name out there. But like I always knew I was good. So Colat and them seen me like early. Colat and Scotty, they seen me and they texted me, but like I didn't know what Campbell was or nothing about them. Cause like I really didn't know wrestling at that point. Like I just liked wrestling. And so I like didn't really take the text serious. And then the crazy thing is Scotty, he used to wrestle for Central Michigan. And so one of the guys that he used to wrestle on their team, he ended up being like a coach around like our school and stuff. And so he used to always help me out during my senior year. He was in 197, Jackson Lewis. And so I wanted to go to senior nationals, but I had no one to take me. So he took me and my friend and we drove up there to senior nationals. And like, this was like my last chance to like get like any looks or anything. Kent State was looking at me a little bit. And then I took like fifth. I didn't even really do really good. And but like the coaches seen like my potential. And Scotty and Colat, they just asked me if I was willing to go on a visit right after that. And so like I said like I don't know. And so it worked out that Scotty knew the dude who I came up there with, and like they were all like chatting, talking good. And so Scotty and they worked the deal out to get me down there, and everything went good. It was like a one day, like I've seen my classes and all that, and then it was like a RTC day or something like that. So like I was rolling with the guys, and like this was like one of my best practices I had. And right after the practice, Colat just called me in the room and he offered me a full ride, and it was like a no-brainer. Like I knew who Colat was, but I didn't know who Campbell was. And so once he offered me that, I just took the deal and then just ran off with it. And they really did a lot of work here. Like they developed me from like I was so bad into being now nationally ranked.
That's awesome, man. So what was it about wrestling that kept you going, right? Like you said, you weren't necessarily a natural right at the start, and this sport's a grind, right? Like it's not like it's easy. I mean, it's a grind. So what kept you at it? What did you like about it that you said I'm gonna keep going?
It was just more like I seen that like I got a full ride, and to my mom, I always told my mom that I was gonna get a full ride, and like I made promises, and I'm a person who like I love challenges, like challenging myself. So like, and like proving people wrong. And so like, there was just a lot of people back home that weren't doing nothing and stuff. And so like, I just knew that I had a bigger purpose in life. And so like, once I got the opportunity, I just didn't want to like ruin nothing. And I knew how wrestling, just staying the path and actually grinding and like sacrificing a little time and like going out partying, doing little stuff that like it literally could change my whole entire life, my families. And so after realizing like how important like the reasoning behind life and like just what matters truly, that's when like the whole thing changed for me. And I never quit at anything. So like I just knew if I just kept at it that I'd get good eventually.
That is awesome, man. That is awesome. All right, well, we'll talk about this year in just a second, but I want to touch on so you're thinking about life after wrestling already, right? You're thinking about maybe a mixed martial arts transition. So, I mean, has that always been the plan? Is this a recent revelation for you? Is it certain for sure? You're still testing the waters? What's the plan for you?
Yeah, so like it's not certain yet. Like I'm still open. I'm just open to all doors. I'm not trying to like stay in this lane or like I'm just trying to do good in wrestling and see what doors open with wrestling. So like the thing is just crazy to me is that like ever since like I go to Campbell and like I always thought about doing UFC. Like I love watching it. My family loves it. And then like out of nowhere, we're like one of the first schools that starts a deal with the UFC. And then I'm just seeing like I believe everything happens in life for a reason. And so like I'm not trying to like push nothing or like force anything in my life, but it seemed that like it just happened naturally. Like we make a deal with the UFC Fight Pass. We have like 4 fights on there, and like it's just seeing that like maybe my life can go this way. So like I'm just open right now and like looking forward to see where life take me.
That's awesome, man. Sometimes the universe opens doors for you, right? Kind of lays the path for you. So maybe it's the universe talking right now. But obviously, we got to take care of this season first. So you kind of touched on it. I'm surprised to hear you say you thought last season was a failure. I thought it was a great season for you. So I assume the expectations were going to be high this year. They might be even higher than I thought they might be. So what are the goals? What are you hoping to get done this year?
I'm trying to All-American national champ. And so, like, if I don't get that, I believe everything else is a failure. So, like, I did a lot of stuff, but regular season don't matter. Like, a lot of people get caught up in, like, rankings, how many wins they got. Like, all that doesn't matter. Like, it could all go away in one tournament. Like, a person who's ranked 33 in the nation can end up being All-American, like, anything can happen in the national tournament. Like, going there 3 years, I just feel like I had a lot of experience there, and so like I was just kind of disappointed that like how it turned out. Like I should like click by now, and so I'm just thankful that I have 2 more years still, and I just know that I'm gonna get there if I just keep pushing, doing the right things, and I have a great corner, great supporting people around me, and they just keep me right and keep my head straight and keep telling me that I'm there with everyone. My problem is not my skills or my talent or nothing. It's just believing that I could do it.
I love it, man. Well, you're holding yourself to a high standard, but you can definitely be proud of what you've accomplished already. We look forward to seeing what more you can do. It starts out Wednesday, November 1st. It is the start of CFFC Match Day. As you said, Tay, you're likely going to be on UFC Fight Pass several times this year. So let me just last thing question for you here. Why should people tune in? If people maybe don't, they're not familiar with college wrestling, maybe they're mixed martial arts fans, but they don't really know about college wrestling. Why would you tell them, hey, it's worth your time, give this thing a look?
So yeah, that's the one thing with wrestling. Like a lot of people have like a bad stigma on wrestling. Like, oh, it's weird. People are in singlets and all that. And so like our school was kind of like that too. And I was like kind of like the guy who was like kind of popular. Like a lot of people liked me and stuff. So like I brought a lot of people out to Campbell. And so like every single person that I've like brought out, they like were surprised, like, oh, this is what wrestling's about. And like they see the excitement, they see like the fight, the drive, and like how really hard work it takes to be good at this sport. And so like I just know if anybody spend some money to buy the UFC Fight Pass, like they will love watching it. And everybody who I brought out, they've always never been disappointed watching a wrestling match. Like they just see the hard work and stuff, and I think that anyone would love watching it.
I agree 100%. I think if you're a fan of combat sports, you're a fan of mixed martial arts, you'd be a fan of college wrestling as well. So, Tay, looking forward to it. I guess I'll probably get to see a lot of you this season, but it starts on Wednesday. And best of luck to you. Appreciate the time and looking forward to the match.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good day.